drinking in the AM's a sin. Old Cracker's just hanging with his old friend. Beer for breakfast, what I said. Beer for breakfast, make it two. Pop that top, pop that top, pop that top again. Pop that top, pop that top, pop that top again.
Listening to our show will get you laid.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Beer for Breakfast Morning Show with the Lake Placid legend, Toolman Tim, and me, the Obscure Ron, and I like to keep it that way. We're coming to you live and local from the Obscure Destinations Studios in Lake Placid, Florida. Stick around, have fun, laugh while you can, and remember to like and subscribe and tell your friends about us.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. This is Ron and Tim. I'm Ron. That's Tim.
Tim, the beer guy.
He's the beer guy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Defective can. We'll be writing Bush about that.
That's it.
You know, I bought a case one time and two of the beers was empty.
I've done it before, too.
And I'm like, and you know, when you look at it, you can see that there's a puncture hole. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. Is that?
Somebody drank that and put it
Well,
back.
somebody probably, well, it was in the case, though. So, you know, the beer stacker in there.
The
Did
machines,
some.
yeah.
Well, in the whatever. I don't know how. I've done that with Cokes, too, though. But if you leave the Coke in the back of the car too long, that shit will explode, man.
Oh, yeah.
In the summer.
I had a can in my patio just explode. But
No, you told me about that. Yeah.
All of a sudden, I hear this, sounds like a gun going off. I was freaking hitting the dirt, grabbing for my gun. And it turns out it was a fucking can of Coke. What the hell? Somebody shooting at
That
me.
sounds like me, a lot like me. I had another flat tire yesterday. That's because Tim didn't fix it properly the first time. And then actually we knew it was going to go flat because there was, I think, sand on the rim. But I tried to fix a flat in it and it blew up in my eyes. So I can't even see better now than I couldn't see yesterday. And but it still got air in it today because Tim fixed it again yesterday.
Yeah,
Well, me and Tim fixed it yesterday. That's when that shit blew up in my eyes. So Advanced Auto, you will be seeing me later today. What did you do yesterday other than drink beer? And, yeah, you fixed my tire. But that's it? No, you were gone for a while because I went looking for you once.
I did something. I just don't remember.
You went to Lenny's, I think. Didn't you have to go get something from Lenny and you stopped her? That was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to go see Lenny, but I couldn't find him.
Oh.
So maybe I just looked. Oh, I went and got ice.
Oh, I need ice, man.
That's an all-day adventure.
It is. I just made new ice, but I got this new blender from Santa Claus, so I'm not gonna have any ice anymore because Tony's gonna, every time I make ice, he's gonna be
Slushies.
She loves them, man, and she'll do berries and stuff. Because you know, Tony is the picture of health, and she's damn sure not 350 pounds. We established that on our first show.
Yeah, that was retraction number one.
Our first show. The legal team's back there going, you're gonna regret that shit. But yeah, so I didn't do much. Did some work on the computer, worked on the intro, but I did most of that this morning at 3. Watched BattleBots for a little while. I went to Winn-Dixie, the liquor store.
That's the only part worth going to.
Went to the other store. I mean, the your tire guy, Sheldon.
Right.
Very nice guy. If your car's messed up and you're in Lake Placid, Sheldon over by I can't remember that guy's name.
Right next to the marathon.
The marathon. It used to be called Rodney's. I don't know why I keep wanting to say something else. But that store is basically closed. But Sheldon, nice guy, let me air up the tire really quick. We came home as fast as we could.
And the damn air is still in the tire.
I found out the problem was my valve stem was leaking. That's the main problem. But that happened, I think, when the Fix-A-Flat can blew up in my face.
That could very well be, because that stuff will stick that
Yeah,
well.
and with my face, remember I was out here, even after I washed my face, I'm like, everything is sticking, you know? So,
He looked like he was winking, but he
yeah, it
wasn't.
really was. Yeah, I wasn't flirting with Tim. He's not fat enough. I like my girls big. But no. Let's see. We've got some,
Oh, I heard words of wisdom today.
oh God, what's that?
They said, if you want to make the world a better place, look in the mirror and change something.
Yeah.
I think that's in a Michael Jackson song. To
Yeah,
be
it's,
honest
yeah, the
with you.
man in the mirror, yeah.
It's a lyric, yeah.
Yeah, this is a
It took me a while.
the man in the mirror.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah, he's something else, that one. He's something else. Now listen, today is the 21st, and they're doing that paint the gnome, the garden gnome, at Turn 2 Brewery up in Sebring. $45. I don't know if they provide you with the beer or not, but it's $45.
You would think so. It's a brewery.
Yeah, you would think that.
At least a couple.
Yeah, something. I
Or
don't know.
whatever is bring your own beer.
Well, I don't think that
Probably not. In a
that would make
brewery.
them mad, yeah. But I don't know. They'll probably do samples or something. I don't know. That's just me guessing. But I was gonna go to that, but then I found out that there will be other people there, and I don't like people, so that's why I'm the obscure Ron.
And that's why our whole staff is us.
Yeah, and our producer who's still asleep.
We
But-
get along with her really well.
Yeah,
then.
she's a lot more fun to sleep. That's not true. She's very funny actually. Yeah, she's something.
Yeah, she tells us how many takes it gets us to get this thing on the air.
Yeah,
Today was 2, by the way.
it wasn't too, but I redid the whole intro. But
He keeps forgetting to put us on live. Is what happens.
StreamYard. I know you're listening. Would it be so hard to just let me hit go live once?
Or make it a big, huge button where you just touch
Well, I mean,
screen.
it's a red button, but I mean, it just then you click it, then you have to click it a second time. That's the
Yeah, my buddy
I
bought a
don't
new
follow
washing
instructions.
machine. You have to push start twice. Now, what's the point?
we bought
First
a
time
new,
to kickstart it.
we bought a new microwave last month, and when it goes off, it locks. So now you have to push unlock and then open. What kind of bullshit is that? I don't
Maybe
got
it keeps you
kids.
from touching your burning hot bowl.
It's still gonna be hot when you unlock it.
That's true.
And you think these little kids that can operate a iPhone can't figure out how to hit unlock on a
Oh, true that, true.
man? These
Yeah,
kids.
if your phone's screwed up, give it to a kid. They'll have it fixed. in a
Hey
minute.
man, years ago,
I could hand it to you. It'd take me 2 days.
the motorhome had a DVD player and all that stuff in it, and we never could get it set. And
Those
so,
are tricky in motorhomes because they got 100 switches hidden up in a panel. And
well, this thing
and
here,
it's
I couldn't get it to play, so I called this lady. Her parents ran the motorhome park in Ocala called Lake Waldema. Beautiful place. And I said, "Hey, you got kids, right?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Send me the one that's almost the oldest, but not quite the oldest." She
someone smart enough to walk up the
She
stairs.
said, "What do you need?" I said, I need my VCR and the DVD player and all of that hooked up in here." And she's like, "Oh yeah, Jeffrey can do it. He's 9." I'm like, "That's it. Get him. He's the one I want. You bring him over here.
Hell, he can drive us
I'll
home.
give him a beer." She's like, "No, don't give him a beer." I said, "Okay, we'll give him $10. I don't care. You get this shit hooked up." And, I mean, in no time, he was like, "There it is." And I'm like, "Here's your money. Leave, kid."
Yeah, don't like.
If I
Don't like
wanted
kids
kids,
either.
if I wanted kids, I'd have them. Go get. But no,
Kids are great if they're not yours. Because
Hey,
you
man,
can just say,
I'm
shoot,
telling you,
shoot.
my mother said, "Oh boy, I'm gonna be a grandma again. Don't bring that little fucker over here." She's like, "You better call me in advance, make
Yeah.
sure I ain't doing something."
I'm not some built-in babysitter.
That's right. She's like, "I am not the one."
I brought you into this world and I'll take you
I'm
out.
telling you, when the youngest left, they were having parties. They were like, "Jeez, I'm done." And you can't go like, "Hey," and my parents, things are tough. I want to move back home. They're like, "No,
No.
nope. Your bedroom's a sewing room.
Yeah, you can't even live in the garden
Your
shed.
sister's bedroom. Your sister's bedroom is your dad's craft room for his little woodworking crap." I'm like, "What's the garage for?" He's got
Car.
My dad had he had this huge shed built, man. This crazy shed. All it has in it is a lawnmower and a bunch of tools. He's like, but if I need it, it's there. If I need to go work on the car
I
or
have a
do anything,
space.
it's perfect. And I'm
If I got to throw your bed and your ass
yeah,
out of the way, now we
there
have
wasn't
issues.
there wasn't no, but yeah, there was no. We knew though. We knew going on in. There wasn't no coming back home. They'd be like, I'm sorry for you, but you
Yeah.
better get a third
On your
job.
baby diaper, a lot of
Yeah.
people have the kids' name tag and stuff on their clothes. Yours said return to sender.
That wouldn't work. They were like, I'm so proud of you. You made it through boot camp. And we just didn't know because your mouth is just so crazy. You get that mouth on you.
It's a wonder you didn't end up in the brig as opposed to watching it.
Oh man. And
That's the only reason you weren't locked up, because you were there locking people up.
You know, the truth, I wasn't locking them up now. I was watching them. I was never an MP.
You're just learning how to be
I was
professional.
never short parole or MP, man. I couldn't deal with that. Because I'd be crooked. I'd be like, excuse me. I'd be like, I'm gonna have to arrest you guys unless you got $50. Now, if you got $50, and I know I would. That's why I could never be a cop. That's why I knew.
Yeah, I am open to bribes.
I told my aunt one time. I said, Aunt, Aunt Patty, I really would like to be a sheriff's deputy like you. I'd like to be that. And she said, "Oh, Ronald, no." And I said, "Why?" I said, "I'm not a bad guy." She
Well,
goes,
you
"No."
broke all the rules, so you know them.
She said, "No, you're a good guy. You're a good kid." She said, "But you would take bribes because you skip steps in everything that you do," which is true.
Well, you got to get to the end somehow.
Because I'm like, but I know me. I would pull someone over and go, "All right, look, you got $20.
Or I really like your hat. Give me your hat.
Yeah, I
I'll let you
would,
go."
man. But I would do the money thing. I would. I just if you know, like the ticket's $150.
I'll give you the
Give me
employee
50.
discount.
Give me 50. We'll pretend this never happened. But she said, you know what happens is you get told on for that, and then you know.
Do you have proof?
Well, no. Well, nowadays they got body cameras. God, that would kill me immediately. I'd never make it out of the police academy.
Oh, I wouldn't even make it to the car.
There
without
is.
getting arrested.
I'm guaranteeing you.
They'd catch me cracking a beer going into my police car.
If I went to Paris Island boot camp, basic training, if I went there today, I wonder, because I was there for a while at right before I retired, and in Great Lakes. I wonder if they have cameras everywhere, because they didn't back then. But I bet you now all through those barracks. So I bet you it's actually boot camp's probably chill now.
Yeah.
Because the drill instructors could do whatever the hell they wanted to, because there wasn't no cameras anywhere.
Right. Now
Matter of fact, there probably ain't no cameras in there.
they probably, instead of smack you around, they hit you with a feather duster.
Yeah, that'd have been nice. They would tell you, we can't hit you,
But we can make your
but we
life
can
miserable.
make you wish you was hit. At some point when they would they called them calisthenics.
Yeah. In other words, torture.
Yeah, we're gonna do calisthenics for the next 2 hours, dude. They would do it so hard that our we would be sweating so bad that the fire sprinklers, the sprinklers would come on, and they did it on purpose. They turned the showers all on hot. They closed all the windows and they dropped your ass on that ground and said, "Let's go."
Oh man!
And you go.
So you're in a sauna.
Yeah, and then at some point, about an hour and a half in, those showers come on. They go, "Oh, now you're cool. Now we can start all over again." Oh God, man. But they do it to break it down. I wouldn't wish that shit on my enemy. It's great when you get out, except for then you find out that you still have to do PT every fucking day. Don't go into the Marines. It's hard. Go to the Air Force or the Navy if you don't mind throwing up. Or do like his wife and be a Seabee who was in the Navy and never went on a ship. Lucky ass.
She never set foot on one, I don't believe.
Ooh.
If she did, it was probably just to get something from somebody.
We go pick up some tools or whatever, or orders, because the Seabees do a lot of important shit. I mean, they're the bridge builders, they're the everything. Yeah.
Can't get there without them.
No.
Unless it requires you floating in a boat.
But almost most of Puerto Rico are based on Puerto Rico Roosevelt roads. It's not there anymore. Well, it's still there. It's just not used.
Is that the floating garbage pile according to that?
No,
one guy?
that's actually that part's still clean because it's fenced off. But yeah, Puerto Rico is not a.
Not as bad as that guy made it out. But
It
it was a
is.
joke.
No, yeah, but it is. I mean, it's been going on for years that they don't have anywhere to put their garbage. So
Yeah, if you're
Puerto
on an
Rico's
island, you got
small,
to put it somewhere.
and I guess the barges they can't afford the barges or something. They come tote it off like they do in New Jersey.
And they frown if you throw things in the water.
Oh yeah, go on a Navy ship. On a Navy ship, they tell you. I always get sidetracked on our shows, but on the if you're a low-ranking sailor, you have to take the garbage out. If you're like a boatswain's mate or something, I never did that, but you have to poke a hole in the bag and throw it over the back.
Really?
Yeah, the sea is full of Navy trash. Every one of those shit. Now again, that was
Didn't we come back from like Vietnam or somewhere or Korea and just pushed all kinds of jeeps and shit off the boats to get
I
rid of them?
don't know about that.
I'd seen
I
something
I
about
don't
that
know
years and
anything
years
about
ago.
I don't know anything about us doing that to military equipment.
Yeah, if you did,
But-
you'd have to kill me.
No, but if the DoD thought they could make money to get you to do it, then they would. I mean, contractors will fuck is what. Man, I hope Elon does something when he goes in there, or whoever's going to get into DoD.
Oh, I just seen a thing. He said he can clean this freaking mess up in 2 years.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the authority.
Right.
All right. For example, if you work for the government right now, let's say you work for the DMV, and they decide to close the DMV, they can't fire you, man. There's rules. The government employees have different rules. They live by different rules.
Yeah, they have to move you somewhere else.
You had to be written up and then fired. So what now you're going to have is a bunch of dead weight with them nothing to do. So then you're going to have to find a reason to write them up to get rid of them. I don't know how it's going to work, but they do need to get rid of a bunch of these.
Yeah, he was saying like instead of having 20 people to install a sink in a bathroom, they're going to get it down to the 2 that you truly need. And
Exactly.
Get rid of the rest.
That's really what you need. And then we're paying so much money. We're paying. Hey, whoever did the vote, thanks, man.
Oh, yeah.
But you can always ask us anything.
Yep. Survey says yes.
So far, yes, Trump's winning, but I'm in the vote of they're all crooks. No, I don't have a problem with certain of these agencies, but I mean, we got to stop giving grants to everybody that asks for a grant.
Oh, I know. We study how many licks it takes to get to the center of
Oh,
a Tootsie Pop.
Man,
Just ask the owl. 1, 2, 3.
and then they would argue with each other, then have to go form a think tank that's going to cost us another $200,000 a day.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's like when you're convicted of a crime. Well, we're going to have to sentence you in 1.5 years. It's like, hey, you're already convicted. Just give me the freaking slap on the wrist, whatever you're going to do, and be done with
Yeah, I don't want to keep coming to court. I got shit to do.
it. Like, go to jail.
If I gotta go to jail, let me do that now.
Yeah, let's
I
just
don't-
get that shit out of the way.
Oh man, I hate waiting. That's like I don't wait well,
I won't wait in the line for anything.
and it's like it's like when I went for my heart problem in the hospital, and the doctor's like, well, we're gonna do this, and I'm like, man, I've been here 14 days in the ICU in the cardiac ICU
What the fuck you been doing for 14 days?
in Wellington, Florida. That is expensive, no matter what, because Tony's going to drive. Even if the VA's paying for it, Tony's still going to drive all the way. They're not paying for her gas back and
Yeah,
forth.
and they certainly aren't going to buy her a hotel room.
No, they're not. When we're not paying, my cheap ass ain't paying for no hotel room. I'm like, you drive that little car. That car gets 35 miles a gallon. That's a Toyota RAV4, honey.
You can drive in or sleep in it. Your call.
Anyway, we ain't getting no hotel room. I am cheap, but anyway, that's what I'm saying. That I told them, you got to get this shit moving. So it was literally on the 14th day. I said, look, man, you don't know why my heart was doing this. I already had the catheter. You found no blockage, no nothing. Everything's working. I'm going home, and they're like,
They
well,
still want to sniff around.
they're like, well, we got to release you. I'm like, no, you don't fucking. You don't own me.
This
I
ain't
don't-
jail.
There's not a fucking thing on my leg that I can't leave here. You can't tell me. I mean, I'm trying to be as respectful of these people as I could. But on that 14th day, it was like, and Tony's like, calm down. I'm like, calm down my ass. I'm ready to go home. I'm done here. And even though she's having to do, I don't like Tony to have to do nothing. I don't. This is the truth, man. she was having to do her own laundry. I don't like that. I don't like her doing it because our laundry was in a room out back on a deck. I built this really pretty deck, and she had to go up there, and I don't like her stepping up and shit. And
Yeah.
it
doesn't get around so good.
It worried me sick because I know that she's up there. I couldn't even fit in that. It was just a small room that was built just for the washer and dryer, and it was built for some frail old lady that was, 4'9", and so she could get in there. But me and Tony, even my size, I couldn't get in there and move that shit around very easily. And then she's doing that, and then she's got Jethro to deal with, and she's got her cat, and then she's got her own. I think she might have been the editor of the Cloiston News back then. I don't know.
Got to feed the birds.
No, we didn't feed the birds out there. I don't know why we didn't. We didn't. I don't think I had one bird feeder. You know what I did?
I've never had a bird feeder.
You know what I did? I put. I would drill holes through that squirrel corn.
Yeah.
And put a long thread on.
Put it on a stick on a tree.
Like no, I put it on a bungee cord. They would go doing, doing.
You're just torturing them goddamn squirrels.
And then check this out. Maybe I got it. Hold on, you'll love this. If anybody's watching, y'all will love this too. Just give me a minute. This is great. Ding, 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 ding. There he is. There he is. Woo! Oh, what's that again?
Stupid Patrick.
Oh man, once he gets flown out, he gets thrown off.
Hey, people pay good money at the fair to ride one of those.
No, I'm telling you, look at it. That was the greatest thing ever, man. I love that.
And we're off.
That was great, man. I thought that. I saved that video for when I'm in a bad mood and I can watch it.
Just makes you laugh.
I had a friend that built one, and I built one, but it didn't work as well. But it was a 4-way like that, and on each end of it had a big screw in it, and he screwed the corn on that.
Right.
So when the squirrel would jump on it, it would spin.
Oh, I've seen those before.
And they would get to it. I built one, but I didn't put the PVC right in the middle, so it was sloppy. But it would go zoom, zoom, and every time one would jump on it, and it would just spin. But mine would just always go to the bottom, and the squirrel would be like,
well, that wasn't much fun.
Yeah.
I like the bungee cord better. Put that back, buddy.
That's like our little rabbit back here.
That was bull riding for squirrels.
It really was. That little rabbit that we have back here sometimes that the cat maybe ate.
Yeah.
He's the one that really enjoyed it because he could get up on his back legs and he would pull on it and pull the corn down and he would eat all. You could always
then
tell.
He'd shoot it up and smack
It probably did.
Smack the goddamn squirrel with it just to get even.
It was the wild cats that gave us the most help because they were all in. They would go in my staghorns and wait for the birds to land in the staghorn. And my staghorns were 6 foot, 8 foot huge, and they would just
hide near an attack.
I got that on one of my short videos. I'm just sitting in there because he'll just sit there, and I'm like, "Hey, Tony, there's a cat in the staghorn." It's funny as shit.
He's on the prowl.
They're crazy. Cats are crazy.
Oh yeah.
The wild ones. I saw that.
One nice thing about a cat is you don't have to entertain them; they entertain themselves.
They really leave them alone.
Yeah.
That one cat. You remember that real fat cat that the neighbors, the boat guy?
Oh yeah.
They used to have that real fat one. Well, they had a baby before they had it fixed, and I saw it yesterday while we were doing our show.
Oh really?
One of us was talking, probably me.
I haven't seen a cat around in quite a while.
Or the rabbit.
Oh yeah, the rabbit's MIA. I think something got him.
I think the cat did.
Could be. They do hop around more than they used to.
I see that our producer is still asleep. I expected her to be up by now.
Well, we're on our own. We could screw this up all by ourselves. We don't need help. Let's see. Do we have any more comments?
Do what?
I was looking to see if we had any more comments yet. I can't tell. Your damn writing's so small on there.
I know.
You ought to see my phone. It's got like one letter at a time on the whole screen.
I know. I wish I could do this that way.
Hey, there's your close-up.
Oh, yeah. I don't think about that. Oh, that might make it better. Huh?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So now somebody comment.
that's way better.
Yeah, that's way better. We can actually see what's going on.
Hell, I can almost read that.
Almost. So anyway, um, I'm trying to get my producer to type something, but she's asleep. So we're gonna have to cover that tomorrow. But the food drive is soon, but I can't read that. So
Oh hell no.
let's give that up. If you can read that, read that. It's I'm gonna have it done. Tony's gonna type it out for me. And I'm gonna do voice to text on it.
You know what I see on all these commercials now? They put that little square cube thing and
Yeah.
it says scan this with your phone. And then it's like now you get all this junk mail
Be
because
careful
you
doing
scanned it. I
Yeah.
don't even know how to do it.
Be careful doing that because a lot of times they'll put it up there, and it ruins your phone.
Oh,
I learned that. I learned that
my
from.
poor phone.
I learned that from somebody else. Yeah, but then you got to buy a whole new one.
Yeah, they're like $1,000.
I learned that from some. No. $100 Walmart, get the old people. That one that they always say they have a T-shirt now that has scan on the front, and when you wear it, it says, "Oh fuck you." Yes,
That'd be my wife.
it is. It has skin on the front. I gotta see that. You don't have to do the fancy things. You can actually say "fuck" here. We don't mind. If
Oh, our phones, if you're texting sometimes like that or wherever you call that,
it does it.
some days it'll let you swear. Other
Oh,
days
you know
it's
what?
got an
YouTube.
attitude.
YouTube is probably the shit on that. YouTube is very weird.
Yeah.
YouTube is weird. Oh, there's Jody again. Oh no, the scan code. Oh, the barcode.
Oh yeah.
Now I do that. When I'm at Walmart, I'll use the UBC code. I'll scan that, and it tells me what the price is. But it'll also tell me where to go get it cheaper.
Really?
Right there, yeah. I put it on that scan, and it lets me scan it, and it says the price for Walmart where you're at is $9.99. However, Citgo or whatever has it for whatever.
$7.99.
You know they're doing gas. Hey, Jody, they're doing gas. There's a special thing going on at the Circle K today on the way to Venus. It's at all the corporate Circle Ks that they're doing from like 2 to 4. You have to look it out, or 1 to 4. You have to check it out yourself. But gas is 40 cents off, even diesel.
Really?
Yeah, you might have to put the app on your phone. I don't know, but yeah,
Huh.
it's today's like it's like their anniversary of their birthday or something for Circle
Cheap
K.
ass gas Sunday.
I'm telling you, every time that we put gas in our car from Circle K, I have to go put a new thing in my car. It puts water or something in there and clogs up my everything.
Another friend of mine said he cannot get gas there because every time he does, truck runs like shit.
Until that gas is gone, you have to put gas dryer and all kinds of shit in there, or it won't. And I think it's who has underground tanks still. They have underground tanks still. And that could be part of the problem.
They're probably old tanks.
Oh yeah, because that thing's been there since I've been coming down here since I was 13, at least.
It was there then.
It was there then. So, and you know that thing's got to have when they put 100 gallons of gas in there, at least probably 60 is water. You know, because
they do put water in the bottom of the tanks though to raise the level of gas so that it's full.
Yeah.
Because if it was full of gas, they wouldn't be able to get the gas at the bottom because it pick up too much shit.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
So what happens is if you're getting gas and they're getting to the end of their load, you're sucking a little bit of water up with it.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Well, I know that if it happened to your friend and it happened to me 3 times, I think. Then we said never again.
Not an isolated incident.
And then it happened to one of Marvin's friends. Told us Dean actually. Dean.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it-
he used to live here.
Yeah, that said the same. He said that he goes, yeah, I don't buy gas from Circle K anymore either.
You know, maybe it was him.
Yeah, because he had a problem with it, and I said us too, dude. It's
'cause
crazy.
he had a pickup truck.
Yeah. So there's something up with that. There's something up with
About
that.
at 40 cents off a gallon, I could buy a lot of gas dryer.
I'm trying to understand what she's saying. No, I don't. I wish we could go back to lead gas, just regular gas.
Yeah, get rid of the ethanol.
When you could just go, yeah, I don't
raise
want.
the octane.
I don't want.
You
You know,
the atmosphere.
one time when I was younger, a friend of mine bought a. I might have told you this, might not have. Bought a. His daddy bought him a brand new Firebird. His daddy was a politician, lawyer. His uncle owned all of the little convenience stores all over that town. Anyway, the kid was raised with money. He got a brand new Firebird. We went out just driving the hell out of it, and he ran out of gas in the middle of the woods, and he literally poured a bottle of vodka in that car and drove it home. Fucked that car up from now to Sunday. He goes, well, it'll burn now. They always say you can pour booze in there. I'm like, yeah, this is a lot of sugar.
It's meant to clog things.
It'll burn. It will burn. But this is a lot of sugar. And I don't know if that's what messed it up or what.
Probably. Gunked up the
But that car
injector.
never ran. It was brand new, man. That car wasn't 2 weeks old. It never ran right after that.
Yeah, let's see a warranty there, right?
Yeah, really.
Oh, by the way, I
how
only
would they
poured
know?
vodka in the tank, you know.
How would they know?
They'll find a bunch of sediment in the fuel bowl, and then they'll go
Yeah.
back and check the tank, and they'll go, that ain't gasoline.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Because I mean,
You know what they're going to do?
this
is
wasn't DNA. This
that
was
tank
this
and
was
mix-
1986.
Yeah, they're going to take that vodka out of the tank, drain it into a pitcher, get
Drink
some
it.
cranberry, dump it, and suck it up.
She told me, I'm gonna tell you how tricky Tony is. I said, look, she don't want to get out of the car. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to the liquor store. We'll go. Then we went and fixed a tire. Then we got into an argument in the parking lot. And then because I said, don't talk back. I was surprised he didn't punch me in the face. But it was a stressful moment because the tire was going fat and we were in a hurry to get to Sheldon's. But so I come back and I go in there. She goes, oh, we need 2 cans of cranberry sauce. I said, okay. So then I'm up this morning and I buy her this big old bag of shrimp because we like to have shrimp and tomatoes for breakfast because we're rednecks and that's what we do. So I didn't buy tomatoes, but she says we don't have any tomatoes. And I'm thinking to myself, I know we got a can of tomatoes in there somewhere. So I'm digging around in the closet or in the cupboard, and there's 2 giant ass cans of cranberry sauce in there. So now I got 4 cans of cranberry sauce. So I tell you what I think. She's planning for after Christmas.
She's planning way ahead.
I think she's playing the long game.
She figures that way she doesn't hit you up a little at a time. She just whack you all at once.
I'm like, are you shitting me? How much cranberries? I don't like.
I like me some cranberry, but I don't need 4 cans of it.
I grew up in a weird house. And we didn't have. We didn't eat cranberry. We didn't eat desserts.
We eat beef.
We ate beef. I mean,
It's a
all bullshit
freaking
aside.
beef farm.
all bullshit aside, we had every meal was either
Beef or beef.
it was a beef and French fries and green peas, black eyed peas because we always grew black eyed peas and turnip greens and mustard greens and collard greens. But
Yuck and yuck.
that was shame on you, and shame on you. But we would always have fried potatoes and our vegetable would be black eyed peas or collards or mustards or whatever. So, I mean, I was probably 20 before hey brother, I was in the military before I had ever even heard of oatmeal. I'd never heard of no shit like that. It was always grits. I mean, I never heard, they're like, we're having oatmeal. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I never heard of that. That sounds like some Yankee crazy little,
It is.
yeah, I don't know.
Well,
That's the truth, man.
The guy in the Quaker Oats box, he's like one of those
Pilgrims.
Mormon dudes, right?
Yeah, he's a Quaker. No,
Quaker.
not Mormon. He's a
What
Quaker.
are they? Ride around on the wagon with
Yeah,
the
he's a Amish.
Amish dude.
Yeah, those are Quaker. They make really good furniture. Yeah,
Hence Quaker Oats.
yeah. Well, I didn't know Pennsylvania Dutch. I guess I didn't know that. Anyway, there's like oatmeal. So I tasted it and I'm like, God Almighty! So I put salt in it, thinking that'll fix it. Everyone was no, you put sugar in it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I put a little butter, a little sugar, a little milk.
I'm like, what? And
Yeah,
they're like,
they
yeah,
take
you
something
put
weird.
sugar in it. I'm like, oh my God. So now it's salty. Now I put sugar in it.
Well, salt fixes everything.
Well, so then I put sugar in it. So I eat it, and I'm like, well, this isn't so bad. So I poured some of my milk, and I'm like, this is all right. This isn't too bad. But there was so many foods that when I got into even in even in boot camp, in the Navy boot camp especially, because these breakfasts they were this, and I'm like, you know, y'all don't got catfish and cheese grits with some scrambled eggs on the side, you know, because that's what we ate. I mean, I didn't. They're showing me all these new things, you know. If you had a boiled egg in my house, it was a deviled egg. It had mayonnaise and mustard and relish dipped in that shit. With
That's right.
that's how you ate. You didn't eat, but I can't even. I mean, we had pancakes, but everything. Our breakfasts were biscuits and gravy because you had to eat breakfast.
Gotta have a good pace.
And then go because you left. I mean, before first of all, you had to
farm.
You had to go work.
Bed.
No matter what, I had the horses and the cows, and my family. Everybody else had the cows, and my mama had the stories. You left at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't care if you was going. You didn't come back till after General Hospital was off. And if you did get home before General Hospital was off, you better go somewhere else and shut your damn mouth. And that was it, because her stories was, and she was the same way about football. You couldn't talk any sport, from boxing, baseball, basketball, football. If sports were on in my house,
there would be no interruption.
There would be no talking in that house. That's when Dad decided that he was going to be a furniture restorer, because he was like, "This is bullshit." I don't
just go out in the barn and
he really would. Yeah, he would go and find shit on the side of the road and say, "This will look great. Stand it down."
Oh, if you want to know if the Steelers are playing on any given Sunday,
yeah,
just listen closely, because you'll hear my wife in the living room hooting and hollering and yelling. And boy, if they call a bad call, she's like, "You motherfuckers!"
Thank the Lord.
She gets all kinds of crazy at that TV, like they hear you.
Thank the Lord, I never had to. I never had to deal with that. I'm gonna try to read this again. I can't quite see the dates on it. I know you can't quite see the dates on it.
No.
Let me see. Maybe the chat can. Maybe they can't. I don't know. Anyway, it's for a food giveaway for the needy, and I think it would be great if you could help them out. I just wish I could read it, and my producer isn't here to translate it. So anyway, but I want to tell you again about the
new add-on.
No, not new. No, nothing's new. No, that's Jody with this. That's Jody.
Oh, it's the same thing. She had just turned blue.
No, but the sugar sand. I'm telling you guys, I got to go to this sugar sand distillery. It's on Hen Scratch Road here in Lake Placid, because I got to do that tour. The tour is only $10. It lasts about 45 minutes, and you get to taste all of their spirits, all of them, and you get a complimentary cocktail sample. And then they give you a $5 discount on all the other alcohol that they have there. And I don't know if they make beer at this distillery. I mean, I guess they do, because it all starts with beer, I guess.
I think they do have a couple of beers.
But I just think that this tour is going to be, because it's in the middle of a sugarcane farm, a 10-acre sugarcane farm.
And $10 ain't that bad.
No, and it's a distillery, right? It's a distillery. It's a state-grown sugarcane farm distillery, actually. And it's situated in, like I said, it's situated in the middle of a 10-acre sugarcane farm. I mean, it's true farm to bottle, which is way better than farm to whatever. Now this time she said
farm to process.
Oh, the food drive is Wednesday, December 11th, from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. at the Lake Placid Government Center.
Oh, that's where you early.
Look again. I read the article for you. Thank you. Thank you.
You got better eyes than we do.
Well, yeah, she's smarter than we are. I mean, for God's sake, she was in the Navy.
Oh, yeah.
They don't just let anybody in the Navy. The Navy's not like the Army.
I don't know. They let her brother
Well,
in.
they let me in.
They let you in.
They let me in, but I got right the fuck out.
They were real smart. Nobody let me in.
I couldn't. I'm telling you, I don't even. Oh.
You know, I went to
my dad left me a boat, and I wouldn't even get on the boat. I gave that boat away. Some guy that I was friends with on Twitter who was local. He always talked about doing these projects with his son.
Right. He said, "I got just the thing for you."
I said, "Hey, dude, come over to my house. I want to show you something." 16-foot Johnson, 25 horsepower motor, beautiful trailer. Get it out of my yard. You can have it. And my wife ran in there and got the title and said, take it. Because she was scared to death. I was going to tell her, let's get on that boat and go on Lake Okeechobee. She was like, there is no fucking way. Tony is still scared of gators. Anyway, thank you very much, Jody, for that. We appreciate it. No, Tony is still scared of gators. That's why she ain't pushing you to help me build that ramp back there.
Because you don't want to get closer.
She's like,
She has to.
And I'm like, honey, they got to jump all the way up to get up on the deck. And she's like, I've been to
Which they
Gatorama.
can.
I've been to
Yeah.
Gatorama. I've seen them things jump. They jump.
They claim they can get out of the water as high as they are long. Like say it's a 4-foot gator.
Yeah,
They say they can, with their tail and their muscles, they can push off
maybe.
and come out of the water that 4 feet.
I know crocodiles can.
I don't really want to see a flying gator.
No. Ben at Gatorama shows you how he'll hold that chicken leg up.
Oh yeah, they come whipping
And
it.
but it's usually the crocodiles. They come right up there. I mean, up to the rail, and I'm like,
He'd be the guy with the hook that's
Yeah,
holding the chicken. That's his arm.
but not yet though. But one did bite him, and it bit him, and it bit his finger. And I said, how you feel about that? He goes, well, it's my fault. I got too close. I'm like, well, of course it was your fault, you dumbass. You have a gator rant. You have Gatorama.
Putting your hand towards his mouth. That's just asking for.
When your daily job since you were 3 years old is working at Gatorama because your mama owns it,
you think you know a little
and
bit.
you wait, and at 40 you've got all 10 fingers. You're doing pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he learned something.
He learned something. But his daddy is like this. Safety third. Yeah.
Safety third.
Yeah, but it's like you said, those when they are hatched ready to kill you.
Oh God, yeah. They don't have to be taught
They don't have to
anything.
be trained. They don't have to be looked at.
They have all the killer instincts and teeth and everything right out of the
And they're awesome to watch.
So don't hang one on your ear for an earring because you'll come without an earlobe.
Oh no! Ooh, I told you that on one of our other shows. A friend of mine caught a baby gator, threw it in the floor bed of my truck. Said he's going to take it home to raise it. I'm like, whatever. So he reaches down and to grab it, and on the floorboard, that thing bit his finger, and it did this death roll on his finger. This thing was only a foot long. Did the death roll on his finger, and he looked up. That shit looked like hamburger meat.
Peeled him like a banana.
I mean, I'm like, throw that motherfucker out of this truck.
Get that bitch out of my truck right now. You win this because you're bleeding on my seats.
There's a guy in Clewiston at I told you about Brenda's Bar. It's the drive-through.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fun and games to these guys on like Friday nights when all the drunks are there.
Until you come out the other side and the cops are there.
Well, that never happens too much in Clewiston.
Too much.
Yeah, because the cops are pretty dirty.
Yeah, they're driving through right behind you.
Pretty much. But they'll throw. It's nothing for them to catch a 3 or 4 foot gator. Just let him go in the door and close the door and leave. They do that shit all the time over there.
That's a guard dog.
And then poor Brenda, she's probably like 74 at this point. It's a drive-through liquor store. She's trying to keep with the liquor store. She's got the bar on the other side. It's all one building, and she's just trying to keep everybody happy. Then all of a sudden, everybody's screaming, "It's a gator! It's a gator!" And at this point, she's like, "Fuck it! Somebody shoot it. Do whatever you got to do. We know who did it.
Yeah, shoot him too.
They're not going to arrest him. They're not going to do nothing." It's just like it's a high school prank that's been going on for 30 years. Especially during
It goes to show you, men never grow up because
tradition.
30 years out of high school, we're still acting like
no, I know, but
kids.
it's their sons that are doing it. And they're like, no, okay, now listen, son. When we were at
This is how you do
our
it.
last year as seniors, what you've got to do is you've got to get a gator and take it to Brenda's and throw it out there. Because when you're 18 or 16, I don't know. I graduated at 17. I don't know how old kids are when they graduate. But when they throw it, they're not going to put them in jail. They're just going to go senior prank. Well, these days they'll put you in jail for farting in the store. So,
man, I should have been in jail for life.
They put you in jail for anything these days, though.
I
for
can
real.
clear 2 grocery aisles, 1 shot.
No, I don't need to hear all that. That's probably true though. I ate. I mixed hot dogs, sauerkraut, baked beans, and chili the other day. And Tony said, I'm gonna head to Sebring for a
That'll
little
make
while.
a poop.
She's like, I'm gonna head to Sebring for a little while. I want you to take this Pepto-Bismol. And I'm like, if I take the Pepto-Bismol, I'll be plugged up for 2 days. She goes, I just need you to take this Pepto-Bismol.
I don't want to smell it for the next
Yeah.
2 days either.
Yeah, that's not really true. She didn't do that. But I did eat that. Tony is very understanding of me.
Well, that's why she's still married to you.
Yeah, can you imagine? I cannot name 3 friends that's been married as long as we have. And I mean, of all the people that I know, and I follow everybody from high school. I'm really proud of one of them, that she married a guy that she was, I think, was supposed to marry. But I offered to marry her when I was 16. I said,
Try to slide in under the wire.
I said, listen, if you need help taking care of that, I'll marry you and do whatever. Because I just was smitten with her. I was just
Smitty was smitten.
Smitty was smitten. I was so infatuated with her, and she ended up putting the child up for adoption, and then her and the daddy got back together and they got married, and they're still married today.
Happily ever after.
Well, no, after's still here, but she hasn't been married as long as me and Tony. But me and Tony's been married forever. I mean, that's great. That's a great thing.
You know how when you're young and you want to marry somebody, you go to their father and ask the permission to marry him. I went to my wife's father and I called him and I said, I'd like to come over.
Can hear you, right?
Yeah. I said, I'd like to come over and talk to you about something. So we went over, had a couple of drinks, shot some darts. And he says, well, what is it you wanted to talk about? And I says, well, I wanted to do the right thing and ask your permission to marry your daughter. He looks at me and he laughs. He says, you're asking the wrong person. He says, but good luck. I think the odds were set up.
Yeah, now you knew you were in trouble.
Yeah, it's like, man, I should have read the direction sheet a little closer. Don't just look at the pretty picture.
I would every time I brought a girlfriend home, Mama hated her immediately. And then Mama would try to short sell me. She's like, he's a redneck. He's never going to amount to nothing. He's just going to be a jarhead. Either that or, he's not going to be nothing. He's just going to be in the military. It's like, you don't want him. And the girl's like, oh, but I just like him so much. He's so friendly, so nice. My mom was like,
like, you really don't know him.
Go look at his bedroom. Have you seen his bedroom?
He lives like an animal.
I took my couch out, my bedroom. I don't like to sleep on beds. I like to sleep on couches.
A lot of people do.
So
that.
when I was probably 14, I took all of my bedroom furniture out and I put a couch in there with a cocktail table. I basically made it a living room with a TV. I had a job. I mean, I worked on the ranch. I didn't get paid for that.
Yeah.
But I had another job after that.
That was volunteer.
I had another job after that was, that paid for my food and clothes. No, it didn't. It paid for my food. That's all it paid for because I had to buy my own clothes. But I put this. I found the couch on the side of the road, a cocktail table too. Now that I remember, but I got the TV. Mom and Dad let me have their old TV, and I just sat up there, and that was so my fucking room looked like a casting couch from the 1970s porn. So my mom's like, "Go look at his bedroom. Go look at his bedroom." And I'm like, "The couch folds out, honey." But man, my mom would be like,
"Can't accommodate."
My mom was like, if y'all are going to be in that bedroom, open the door. And my dad's like, let him close the door because your son.
You don't want to see none of that shit going on.
You don't have no couth. Tony, before Tony refined me.
You just can't take screamers home, man.
Before my wife refined me, I was very, what she uses the word base.
So how did that work out for her? Refining
it worked very well. You didn't know me 30 years ago, brother. I was something. You think I'm crazy now? God almighty. I was bad, and I would say shit to anybody. I didn't give a damn because I was young, dumb, full of cum, crazy,
Right.
And I had this military mindset, and I was just nuts. But I would say except for if I was in front of, like, even your wife, I wouldn't say fuck or damn. I wouldn't say anything. when Tony was around, I'm like, F this, F this, F this. She's like, what the hell is this?
What kind of talk is that?
She's like, how come you won't say that in front of nobody else? You won't say that in front of any other women. I'm like, I'm sure my wife. You're used to
Because I love you.
Because I love you, honey. I don't know. I'm kind of crazy about some weird shit, you know. I mean, but she taught me how to use. She taught me how to not growl at people when I'm eating. She told me that you're not supposed to use a fork like it's a weapon.
She snapped you on the nose with the paper towel, you know. It's like, don't growl.
Yeah, because you know there's you can tell the way that somebody eats. They've either been to prison or in the Marines. Because they're like this.
It's like, don't
They
come
got
near
a
my
knife in
food.
this hand, holding it up, and a fork in this hand, looking around. Going,
Don't think I'm sharing this brownie with you.
Even I've seen Marines fight over MREs, man. They're like, and then
Oh, you gotta
Hey, look.
be pretty fucking hungry.
I want the chiclets. You can have my toilet paper for the chiclets. And I'm like, look, man, y'all can both. You can. I'm gonna keep the toilet paper, but you can have the chiclets.
There you go.
Because there's only like 8 pieces in there.
Yeah, a little tiny thing.
And you're gonna need that, you know. It's like there was a shortage on toilet paper for MREs in the '80s. I don't know, and even all the way up. I don't even know what they put in MREs. They said they changed them since 2009 to actually taste good. I like them, but I like institutional food. I like
So you get along just fine in jail.
no, I don't like that. That's not institutional food. That's food made by inmates that are instituted.
Instituted food.
Institutionalized. I don't. Hey, look, man.
Difference, huh?
Hey, look, man. I have eaten.
I can eat TV dinners the rest of my life. I could care less.
I love them pot pies. I've eaten a lot of
Oh,
prison
yeah.
food. I've eaten because when you're in, you can either order a pizza or you can go over there and tell the kitchen to make you a tray, and they'll make you a nice plate. And
Right?
but you got to know who's working in that kitchen. You want the black guys as the cooks,
Right?
because they're clean.
Well, you can't tell if their hands are dirty.
Fuck no, they're clean, dude. You go when we would do cell inspections. You walk into a white guy's cell, it looked like he ain't done nothing but walking there and pissing shit every day, and that's it. That's it. He did. They don't pick up nothing. They don't clean up none of their shit. You walk in any black dude cell ever shook down.
Everything's in order.
It was like their mama went in there and cleaned it up every morning for them. They go in there and clean. So trust me, you want the black guys cooking your food. I mean, straight up, they are very clean. They wash their hands constantly.
Good to know.
Yeah. So if anybody says, "Oh, no, fuck that," the cleanest people I've ever run into in my entire life, even in the military, were the black guys. I don't know about anything about black women, but these black guys they're in their cells were spotless. I mean, they scrubbed their floors. It was amazing.
They didn't want to live like animals.
I don't blame them, but the white guys didn't seem to give a fuck, or the Mexicans, they didn't seem to give a fuck either.
Most of us grew up on a farm, knee deep in couch our lives, so a little bit of shit on the flooring about
Yeah.
it.
No, my God. Man, I remember we were doing. I think my dad was sanding the hide off of a cow just because he wanted to have it.
Right?
I don't remember what he was doing, but I remember it was a hide. I don't remember what it was for, but he tanned it, and then when it dried out, and he tanned it with brains. He made some kind of juice with the cow's brains, and then it's just fucking weird.
It's using every bit.
Anyway, so he tanned
It's
it.
not wanting that.
So he nailed it up on the edge of the barn, the side of the barn, and then it's dry. Now that Florida sun's dried it. It's been up there for like 2 or 3 days. So he says, "Go get me the sander, the belt sander." So he's up there and he goes, "Now sand all this down. Don't go too deep." He don't give me no mask or nothing. I blew fucking skin out of my nose for 2 weeks. I'm like, "Okay, Dad."
You inhaled half a cow.
I'm like, "You couldn't get this any closer? You're the butcher."
Yeah, really? What the hell is wrong with you?
I've learned now, though, when I skin an animal, I get it all. There ain't hardly nothing on that bitch. I mean, he'd be like, "Oh no, that's good. Just pour a bunch of." We would rock salt them, roll them up, unroll them, dry them out, and then he would put special oils on them, brain fluid. They mix up brains and
Smart hides.
I don't know what these
Cows ain't
rednecks do.
that
That was the part that I failed in Daddy Son class. Is the first time that he said, okay, we're gonna slaughter this hog. We had just shot a hog. I'm like, all right. And he was a butcher. That wasn't his job, but that's what he did. He was good at it. Well, we sold quarters and halves and eighths of the cows if we,
Right. Got some income.
Yeah, and
got food and income.
And we had the whole family to feed around us, because he had that compound. He was like David Koresh.
Yeah, don't eat Kool-Aid.
When he did it, he cut that thing and them guts dropped out of that pig. I mean, just right there in the bucket, just dropped out. Right then, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be a hunter. Probably not going to be a hunter. I'm probably not going to.
I'm certainly not going to be a butcher.
I surely as hell wasn't. I mean,
no rendering service for you.
No. I've got cousins that go and pick up dead animals on your farm.
They get pretty good pay for that
Glenn
shit.
makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
But he goes and then when he's not doing that, he mows everybody's field because they figure if this crazy bastard is going to come and take this 3-day-old rotten horse and this 6-day-old rotten cow, if he wants to own my pasture, I'll pay him, because if he's crazy, Glenn's crazy anyway. I told you that his mama got into that wreck and she died in that wreck, and he thought it was his fault because he was getting from practice.
Oh yeah.
Fucked his head up a little bit. And hey man, he's 56. His head's still fucked up a little bit. But I love him. Like he is so good of a good dude. His little brother went to the Navy. He's kind of weird. He had a speech problem and he called me Juan. Couldn't say R's. Reminded me of the Asians in Japan.
It's like that hair lip thing,
That's so
Say
funny.
what?
I can't, because I know that some of my friends at some point are going to watch this shit, and if I say they'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
They're like, you motherfucker, you were talking about me.
I ain't never been to Lake Placid before. Matter of fact, I've never stepped out of Micanopy in my life, but by God, I'm going to kick your ass.
I'm going to find you. You can run, but you can't hide.
Right, and they're in better shape than I am, I assure you.
Yeah, but you probably are more prepared for the adventure.
I wouldn't. I'm more excited about it. That's so funny, because I'm like,
I know I haven't had a good reason to shoot anybody in a long time. I'm missing it.
I want to say probably 2013, right before I went to the hospital for my heart. This little fucking jackass that lived across the street, he knows that I don't like people in my yard. He knows to get up at 2 or 3 o'clock every morning. I forget his name, Tony, with a Y, not Tony with an I. I'm in my kitchen drinking coffee, and at that point I have my office was in my little shed in the backyard. But I'd sit it every morning early, and I drink my coffee and watch Fox News, and just type on my computer. And I see something out my side window in my living room, and I look, and I'm typing, and I literally said on Twitter, I'm finna go kick somebody's ass. And so I snuck out my back door, went up there and grabbed him, and I beat the shit out of him before I even knew who he was. So I walk in the house, and my legs hurt.
It's a fucking mailman.
It's a neighbor. I mean, he wasn't supposed to be there. So
that's why when I come around the fence, I yell, "Don't shoot!"
I was like, I couldn't believe someone was in my yard. It was early. I mean, it was like way before 4 o'clock in the morning. You're not supposed to be in nobody's yard.
No,
He was going into my shed because I had all my tools and everything in my shed. I know that's what he was a crackhead, I think. I think so, but I don't know that. But he had just recently got out of jail, so he was in jail for something.
He was trying to get some revenue.
He was doing something, but he got the wrong fucking revenue that night because I snuck up on him. And
the revenuer got him.
He was a young guy, and he probably could have whipped my ass, but I got him right. And I just went over there, and I just went and got him. I got him. I hit him like a fucking bulldog. And I just
hit him like he owed you money.
I beat him. And then, so Tony gets up, and she's like, "What happened to your leg?" "Nothing." Nothing.
The guy bit me.
The lady across the street might want to talk to us later.
Yeah, her son's like laying in the street in a coma.
Her son-in-law's kind of pissed at me right now.
He has an
issue. He shouldn't have been in our yard. Tony's like, "You're right. He's lucky I didn't find it that." Because Tony's not going to fight us. He's really just going to shoot you.
He'd still be dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Tony doesn't want you to suffer. I don't mind.
I like it a little bit, you know.
Yes. I like to watch them flinch just a little. The only problem is that they sometimes they wake back up, and that gets painful.
Yeah, that's why you have more than one bullet.
Well, yeah, that's true too. It's dragging them back in the house is the problem. It's We also got, that tractor pull. Not a tractor pull. They don't even do those anymore, do they?
I think so.
Yeah, that on the December 7th in Okeechobee County, over at the Agra Civic Center in Okeechobee.
I think I've been to one of them.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of these. This one was not so much.
I think we went to the big
But,
thing there.
This is the tractor pull. Let me try to find it. Not tractor pull. It's a monster truck show.
Yeah, that's what Jody and I went to that one.
Yeah.
Usually.
Well, I mean, we played this shit yesterday, and you didn't say anything.
Our Mustang got more attention in the parking lot
Oh
than
yeah.
the show,
Well,
I think, because it was new
she's
to
got
us.
she's got a beautiful Mustang. Screen recordings. No, I don't know. I don't guess I have it. I don't guess I have it anymore. I deleted some stuff last night like an idiot.
Yeah, it's like throwing away shit out of your shed.
Oh, there it
Next
is.
thing you know, you want it.
I know. There it is. All right. Keep in mind. Hold on. Yeah, baby. Keep in mind, this is December 7th in Okeechobee County at the Agra Civic Center in Okeechobee. Tickets are on sale. It doesn't tell me how much the tickets are. They're probably expensive.
Like $35, $40.
That's too much.
Not really. If you stood next to one of them when it's doing
Yeah.
that,
Oh, yeah. You feel it in your belly, man. Yeah.
oh, that'll give a grown man a hard on for a week
On the
without Viagra.
on the 7th, at 10 a.m. is when the doors open. There's a pit party at 10 to 11:30. 12 o'clock, the show starts, and at 2 p.m., the show ends. Then they do another one at 6 p.m. on the same day, where it's 4 p.m. when the doors open, and it goes on until 8. So 4 hours of redneck ear candy. And you,
Redneck monster trucking. Mention them with gallons of fuel they burn in 4 hours. I'll probably get like 1 gallon to the mile.
if that, I would think. I mean, you see how big what's his name? Dennis Anderson. What did he drive?
Gravedigger.
Yeah. So when he did Gravedigger, where in the hell is that? Oh, it's way down here. I got so much crap on here. Yeah, when he was still driving Gravedigger, I mean, you know, now his kids are driving it.
Yeah, those are all a big
Corporation.
corporation now. One company makes all those trucks, and they just put different names on.
And
them.
it's probably Dennis's.
They're like how the WWF crap.
Yeah.
It's basically a bunch of bullshit because they're already predetermined who's going to win this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They took all the, like back when it was Bigfoot. He
Yeah.
made that truck. It was a one of a kind. Well, then he was going up against guys that built their trucks, and they were one of a kind. Now it's one big corporation, and they're all like a big freaking mob
drama
group.
club. You know,
Yeah.
they're running around doing but
It's like going to the circus, you know.
but in the old days when Dennis was out there, it was still independent drivers.
Yeah, in the
But
beginning it
in
was.
the beginning, but Dennis isn't doing the whole independent driver thing anymore. So I mean,
No, no.
he's not even driving anymore. But his
Yeah.
kids. But you know, his fingers are in all of that. You know,
Oh,
because
God,
he's
yeah.
got all that money, so he's not playing around.
Well, you know, the guy that made Bigfoot probably made $1 bazillion
Oh.
off of that.
And he's still making trucks too.
Yeah, I've
Well,
actually.
either his legacy is because that was Johnny Paycheck days. That was in the 80s.
There was
But-
a the real Bigfoot, and the owner, when he would come through our little town up in New York, this handicapped friend of mine, I forget, he was born with something where he couldn't walk and had a wheelchair. And somehow
Teddy bear.
he started a he started a Bigfoot like sell garbage shop out of his house.
Did he give him rides in the truck?
He did.
With
He
his
brought
mom
the real Bigfoot truck to this guy's farm.
See, Teddy bear.
And he rolled it off the truck and fired it up and put the big tires on it. And he went and ripped around the farm. And man, the whole town of Maine was out there watching this shit. It was
Red
great.
Sovine. Teddy bear.
Crazy. Crazy, I tell you.
But back then, they were just running 1844s. I mean, really. I mean, on the original Bigfoot, that was just 1844s. But then he had a double lift. I mean, seriously. like in the original Bigfoot, the
Yeah,
original.
that it looked
The
like
original.
it almost looked like a
The
street truck.
standard,
just
yeah, except for
modified
he
a
had a
little
whole
more.
bunch of lifts on it, and he had that big motor in it. But that was
Right.
just 1844s. Then all of a sudden,
Now they're using
They're-
like
they're using
military
those-
axles.
yeah, well, yeah, and you watched Diesel Brothers, right? He did that dozer. Oh yeah, Sharps.
I probably have.
I don't care for him too much. It's all scripted too. I don't like that.
Yeah.
However, the one guy that I thought was a homosexual clearly is not. But apparently, acting like a homosexual gets you laid. Apparently, wow, it's the weirdest fucking. I don't
Girls
understand.
like hanging
I
out
don't-
with gay
I
guys
don't-
because they're like girlfriends to them.
I don't know.
That's what I've been told by girls.
Well, then I don't know.
I mean, I personally don't know. I'm not gay.
About me either, and I'm not willing to learn.
Yeah, they say you can't say something ain't right unless you've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pass.
Yeah,
I'll take your word for it.
That dog won't hunt. Anyway, with that, I'm going to leave you guys because me and Tim have things to do because I might just have to go change the tire.
More than likely.
We appreciate because we've had a pretty good showing today.
Got to get the shirt in.
Oh, yeah.
Ta-da!
And I'm in my Boogaloo because Trump's back. And the Boogaloo boys are back, baby.
Rocket.
Back. Anyway, we're not done yet. Keep talking, Tim. Say something. Tell one of your bad jokes. I mean, great jokes. Nope, never mind.
Never mind.
Y'all have a good day. We love you and
Peace
hit
out.
like and subscribe.
Drinking in the AM's a sin.
Now see that was
Sorrow.
dag nabbit.
Friend.
No, I keep doing something wrong.
Take 4. Oh,
See, that's what
Beer for breakfast. What I said. Beer for breakfast. Make it 2. Pop that top. Pop that top. Pop that top again. Pop that top. Pop that top. Pop that top again. Again. Pop that top. Again. Sun pounding on your head. Beer. Take care of that. Beer for breakfast. That's what I said. Beer for breakfast. Make it 2. Pop that top. That's what I said. Beer for breakfast. Make it 2. Pop that top again. Pop that top. Pop that top. Pop that top again. Again. Pop that top. Again. Beer for breakfast, that's what I said. Beer for breakfast, make it 2. Beer's bitching about enough. Instead of when that morning comes. Beer for breakfast. Amen.
Thanks for hanging out, Jody.